Should be live in 5, 4, and we are live. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Entab CampusCare EdTalks, an exclusive platform where the stalwarts of education come on board and express their viewpoints on burning topics related to education. Before I begin, let me quickly introduce you to Entab. With an experience of more than 2 decades, we have been providing matured and futuristic school ERP, CRM, and mobile apps to the schools spread across India and helps in transforming them from good schools to great ones. In today's session, we shall discuss about the importance of self-care in schools. We shall understand how loving oneself is the step towards self-love. We'll learn that how can teachers indulge themselves in self-care and how often they can take breaks to refresh themselves. We shall also understand that how can children learn self-love by seeing their mothers as an example. And to share some valuable insights on the same, we have with us Sister Elsie John, the principal of Holy Cross School, Kolkata in West Bengal. In her educational journey of more than 3 decades, Sister has been serving the students in uplifting the educational system. We are honored to have you here, Sister. Thank you for coming on board with us.
Thank you, Mr. Himanshu, for your good words.
It's my pleasure, ma'am. All right, ma'am. We have always been taught to, have an outlook of sacrifice and living for others, which undoubtedly is true. But now the culture of self care has started to grow, where an individual understands how important it is to love yourself before loving anyone else. So, what are your thoughts on the same, ma'am?
Okay, well, self-care is a new trend that coming in and already set in already, I must say. And before I could explain about self-care, I would like to say what is self-love. According to me, self-love is something that I get when I accept myself with all that I am, my physical stature or my color, my all that about my body, as well as my intellectual, my emotional quotient, all that matters when I say acceptance of myself. And self care comes when I accept myself, I begin to love my body, and when I love my body, I naturally take care of my body. And this is what my understanding of self love and self care. And now, as you asked me that about self care and with different activities or exercises, I must say exercise definitely help the students, especially getting onto certain kind of yogas, even silent meditations, and also some kind of games and sports activities will definitely help them to have their body care. Recently, one of my students came to my office to show his progress report, and he showed me the wonderfully he has performed in his class. So I asked, how did you manage these almost a year that you were at home during this pandemic? And so happily he told me, sister, I have made my body a six pack. And I was so happy to hear that, and he was extremely happy. And then thought came to me, yes, he has accepted his body, therefore he has started taking care of his body. And this is what we need to have self-care or self-love and self-care in the children. And that will be shown definitely in their body. And because of the activities that he was engaged in, instead of getting depressed and remaining in depression. So I feel that self love and self care is needed, very much needed, and children, when they get into such kind of activities, they can take care of their body. But I must say that aggressive type of exercises will not help the children. All the exercises that gives positive thoughts and positive impact can help them. And after all, our children need to know, need to have self care. And when there is self love and self care, there is no pride, no selfishness, no egoistic insight, no obsession, even no comparison with the other, but only consideration of others. Thank you, Himanshu.
Wonderful, Elsie, ma'am. Ma'am, another important aspect of self care is social emotional health. How can practicing collaborative activities in the classroom help students to bond and improve their social skills?
Yes, if you look at our education system, let me say, starting from Vedic education, how did in the Vedic period the teacher help the students? He brought the students into his home or ashram, and he gave maybe very less theory based classes. But he filled his day or his disciples or his followers with lot of activities. So what they have learned is through experience, the children, the disciples learned many things that they need in life, especially to live in the society. Now, when we look at the education after a few decades, what has happened? We came to a kind of education that is theory based. And in the theory based, they got knowledge but not life experience. When the educators understood what is lacking, they again in 21st century they began again theory cum activity based classrooms. And now the technology has improved a lot, so they have brought in different technologies into the education system. So we have improved and we have helped the children to learn from our classroom itself through the different activities, indoor activities as well as outdoor activities
Right.
like games, sports, and competitions. We have helped them to grow into social being and to develop relationship among the students itself, and that will definitely going to help the children. But I would also make a point here that when we are admitting the children in our schools, we should admit children from all walks of life, like poor and rich, high caste and low caste, highly intellectual ones, and with children with low intellectual or IQ, children coming from different backgrounds, with a different culture, language. Why I say this is very important because in the society we have not just all are equal, all are with equal status. We have people coming from different culture and customs, languages. So that scenario of the outside world or the society, we should give it in our classroom itself, where the children will learn to relate with them. That is what we have to create. We have to give an ambience for our students to learn that there are children coming from different backgrounds. So we need to give them the chance, or we must expose them to such kind of environment. Then we can make them become good human beings, and they can become wholesome. And they also, it is education is not meant for fittest to teach them to say that children should, it is not that survival of the fittest, but what we need is coexistence of all.
Right.
That point has to be brought into the children and developed. So this is what I feel that social, what we mean by social skills, and for that we have a lot of soft skills that we get in plenty in the we know what are the soft skills, and that we have to develop in our children. Thank you.
Right, ma'am. And ma'am, being a teacher is obviously being in a caregiving profession in which you're expected to be selfless. So, since you're also a teacher, I'm sure my audience would love to know that how should teachers also indulge in somewhat of a self-care regime for themselves?
Yes, the question that is rightly asked.
Yeah.
In my 31 years of experience in education, I have found three types of teachers. The first type is that is passionate teachers. These are the teachers who have come to this profession because they love their profession. They are so passionate to communicate or to give the knowledge, to share the knowledge that they have. So they are the ones who already have lot of self-love. They have accepted themselves. They have self-love and they have self-care. Now the second type of teachers are that teachers of by chance teachers, I must say. They have come to this type of profession because they were not successful in other professions. So they have come, and to this we need to put them along with the first category of teachers who are passionate teachers. Once we put them along with them, they also become more
Passionate.
passionate,
Yeah.
and that will help them out. Now the third one is the teachers who are mere beneficiaries of the schools. They have come for their monetary interest. So now these are the teachers whom we have to develop this self-love, self-care, and also we have to give them this motivation. We have to motivate them a lot. So once you give that motivation, I am sure the teachers also will fall into line with the other passionate teachers. So this is my experience. So even if they are not so, when they come to our hands, they are not so much of having self-love and self-care, but they can be initiated. And for that, we need motivation and certain exercises, like as I shared about the children, we also should have an appreciation of their work, entrusting and trusting them with work will definitely fan their passion for the education as teachers.
Right. Thank you so much, Sister Elsie. Sister Elsie, it was a pleasure having you on Campus Care Ed Talks. And thank you for opening and giving such wonderful insights on how one should go about for self care. Stay safe, and we'll meet again on some other topic. I hope it would be much more interesting than this one as well. It was a pleasure, and keep maintaining that lovely smile of yours.
Okay, okay, thank you, Mr. Himanshu, for
Thank you
this.
so much, ma'am. The pleasure is all
I'm
mine.
very happy
Have
to.
a nice day, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.